My story is a freedom song of struggle. It is about finding one's purpose, how to overcome fear, and to stand up for causes bigger than oneself. Coretta Scott King. I am a storyteller, but like all of us, I have not always had control of my own story. Most of it was written before I was born by people I will never know personally, like the stranger that told my grandfather after his near-fatal car accident in the hills of West Virginia that his black ink spilt wasn't good enough for the stain-free pages of a white hospital. His heart failed a few years later. There's an ellipsis at the end of his sentence. My grandmother picked up my grandfather's pen, wrote the next few years of my father's life like, ain't nobody gonna tell my son's story but family, traveling back and forth from South Carolina to New York City, cleaning houses and doing hair to this day. Those who do not want to recognize their role in this will try to sell you the narrative that poor people are lazy, that everyone is born with bootstraps, boots, and arms, that the only difference between the meek and the mighty is willpower. Those people do not believe in privilege or ghostwriters, or that someone would ever intentionally create systems of oppression, but that's a different story for another day. My other grandmother was written into this world as the wife of a sharecropper, an abusive man that my mother chose to name me after, a truth I used to resent, but now I think she did it so I would always know that no matter a person's backstory, that eventually we can all be the primary author of our own character. My grandmother etched forgiveness into my family's DNA before I even knew how to hold a pen, practiced compassion and empathy with the expert skill of a calligrapher as a child. I watched her care for a man ravaged by old age and disease, the same man that tormented his family so effectively that my mother joined the military 1 week after her high school graduation. An unfortunate but familiar plot development for many poor people seeking an escape from violence, only to join an organization that wages violence on the poor people of other nations. But that's another story for a different day. Future generations are looking back at us. What story will we leave for them? Will they spend their lives trying to make sense of our ramblings, or will they inherit the clear message we begin writing here today? Both my grandmothers ripped meaning from between the lines of their story, used the morals learned to tattoo tales of survival on the palms of my parents' hands, the same hands that authored me a herald, scripted me a revolutionary, plotted me a freedom fighter. Today, we stand in the shadow of a million grandmothers, in their names, and in the names of those yet capable of writing their own stories. I wonder, what are we willing to sacrifice? What ink are we willing to spill? Hello, my name is Joseph Green, or Joseph LMS Green, depending on what day of the week it is. My poem was Storyteller. It was a ode to my grandmothers and those who came before me. My favorite place in DC would be the office space where I met my wife.